So it's the next day at Hiker Heaven. We're leaving today, but we are not leaving in the morning or midday because of how hot it is. So we're actually leaving at like 5, and then we're gonna night hike / evening hike, and then do the rest of it to Casa Luna the next day. I'm in the shade right now. I'm gonna try to take a nap before that, but it's really hot, so there was no use going in the morning. Alright, so I'm just heading out. It's 5 p.m. This is going to be my first late evening / night hiking, although I don't want to hike past 10 p.m. for sure. So I'd like to make it 11 miles, which should be totally doable before then, and if not, I'm going to find a campsite before then, and then the goal is to wake up quite early in the next day and then hike the remaining like 14 miles or so to Casa de Luna. My Achilles is feeling quite a bit better from resting. However, my blisters are quite a bit worse than I realized. When I was at Hiker Heaven, I was just walking around in my camp shoes, so I didn't realize how bad they hurt until I put my shoes on, and I'm like, oh no, these actually really hurt. So I'm trying to force myself to walk normally, because I know if I walk weird, it's going to cause tendon issues, but it does hurt quite a bit. But it's at least just a flesh wound. There's leukotape on it, but it doesn't really help that much. So I'm gonna give it like a mile. If the pain doesn't like ease up, then I might try some new moleskin adaptations to see if that works better. But yeah, so anyways, I'm not worried about injury, but I don't know that today's gonna be very fun walking with these blisters. It is what it is. As it gets hotter, you get more blisters. And I didn't really build these calluses since it's been so cool. So anyways, I'm starting a little bit ahead of my friends once again, so that they can catch up to me. And I'm hoping once it gets pretty dark, I want to hike with somebody else. After a road walk for about a mile, and then I get to be on trail again. One travesty is I just realized I forgot to send my micro spikes to Kennedy Meadows, which means I'm still carrying them for no reason. That's 8 ounces for no reason, but now I'm stuck with it, and we'll have to see if I can send them at Casa de Luna. Honestly, I don't want to carry them badly enough that I would be willing to just like throw them in a hiker box if I have to and buy new ones, because yeah, I don't want these extra 8 ounces, but hopefully I can bail them. The downside of cameling up and now having a road walk is I still have a mile to go on this road, and I really have to pee, and I just have nowhere to go, so I'm just gonna have to hold it and deal with it. But at least I'm hydrated. So it's definitely hot. It's in the probably mid to high 80s right now, and it's cooling off fast from here. But honestly, this is not that bad. Like, this is weather that I'm used to. I have run many a track workout in this temperature or even hotter. And the key difference really is just how hydrated you are. I probably was not quite hydrated enough starting out when I went from the KOA, versus I am very insanely hydrated right now. So like, I'm just sweating enough and it's not bothering me. So yeah, it's hot, but it's not too hot. And I'm definitely liking this evening hiking thing. We'll see how I feel tomorrow, when I think I'm gonna probably wake up at like 4 or something. So that'll be less sleep than I'm used to getting. So we'll see if that changes over time. I started well ahead of my friends, and I'm hoping that by the time they catch me, it'll be like evening, and then I can hike with them. Even though a bunch of my friends are faster than me, they've all expressed willingness to like hike a little bit slower to keep people safe at night. So that's really nice of them, and I don't want to make them do that the whole time. But if they haven't caught up to me by like 7:30ish, I might just sit down and wait for them, because that's when I get spooked about mountain lions being out and about. As far as my blisters, they hurt with every step, but it's tolerable, and I am now able to walk normally without limping, at least. And I have a little bit of a Black Knight from the Holy Grail in me of like, it's just a flesh wound. Like, I think I can push through pain pretty well, and sometimes I do it when I shouldn't, when I like pushing through it actually makes it worse. But a blister is a flesh wound. Like, it's just pain. It's not gonna like cause me to, you know, get a worse injury that I can't walk anymore or something like that. It's just how much pain I have to walk through. And obviously I'm trying to do all the right things as far as blister care, and sometimes it's just unavoidable. So yeah. Okay, I am now on a dirt road, which is now the PCT, so no longer road walking next to a real road. There was just 2 people who were handing out beers, but I decided not to get one because I didn't want to dehydrate myself for the next 5 miles of hiking, but it was still really nice of them. Yeah, just trying to make some miles. It's cooled off a lot. It's now 6 o'clock and it feels quite pleasant, though I might say something different once we start climbing in a little bit. All right, so interesting development. I just found out that my trail family is not hiking today. One of our members had gotten some bad news earlier in the day, and I guess after I left, she decided that she didn't really feel up to hiking, so then they all decided to get a hotel. I did get the message early in time that I could turn around and go to the hotel. I don't think I really want to. I think I'd rather hike. So I think I'm gonna hike, and I know a few other people who are hiking tonight, so hopefully I can camp with them. And worst case, I take an extra 0 in Casa de Luna, waiting for them. So we'll see what happens. One positive thing from it all is, so I had turned my phone off of airplane mode to text them about the beer, and immediately got a flood of texts from like multiple different people, like, turn around, call us, so that they could tell me that they were zeroing. But I don't know, for me sometimes, like, definitely struggle with like self-confidence as far as like, oh no, like, what if I'm just like hanging around but they don't want me to be hanging around type of deal. So the fact that they're like, we're zeroing, come back, makes me feel good. Like, they can't totally hate me, right? Alright, back on for real trail, and we're gonna be climbing for most of the evening. Another reason I feel confident enough to venture out on my own is there's one friend that is ahead of me who doesn't know, so I know that I can at least catch up to her. And also there's like 5 other people that are hiking right now, so even if I would get scared about my own lions, I can hike near them if I need to, and I'll definitely be able to camp near other people. So I feel like I can venture out because I have little safety nets. The sun is officially behind the clouds. It's feeling decently cool now. I'm still sweating like crazy, but that's to be expected uphill. And I'm feeling pretty good. I think I'm gonna enjoy this, even though I'm setting off on my own a little bit. There's enough other hikers out here to make me feel safe. And the blister pain sucks, but I've walked through pain so much this trip that I can totally handle it. I'm definitely strategically pacing myself. There's a couple that basically goes the same speed as me, but maybe a tiny bit slower, but they take more breaks than me. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on them. I'm ahead of them, and when I feel like they're getting too far behind me, that I'm starting to feel alone and maybe mountain lion bait, then I take a strategic break so that they catch up to me a little bit. Once it actually gets dark, I think I might just wait for them and ask if they'd mind if I could hike with them. Since I don't know them that well, I don't want to force them to like hike with me for like 8-10 miles. So I'm being like sneaky, kind of hiking near them, ahead of them right now, and then once it gets dark, I don't want to do that anymore. And I'll actually talk to them. I mean, they're very nice. I've talked to them before. I'm sure they'd say yes now, but you know, they're a couple. Give them some alone time while I'm still confident. Weirdly enough, my other Achilles is hurting. Like, not the one that's been giving me issues, but the other one. So So neither of my plantar tendons are bothering me as of today or yesterday or the day before. But now my Achilles is starting to hurt, which is funny because I struggled with Achilles tendonitis for the last 3 years. So somehow I gave myself plantar fasciitis and then my Achilles decided to stop hurting. And then now that they seem to have strengthened, my Achilles heel is all like, oh hey, remember me? So I don't know quite what to do with that. The problem is I basically haven't been able to get rid of my Achilles tendonitis for 3 years, so I might just be stuck with it. But the other good news is that tape does help it a lot. Right now my plantar tendon is taped for that foot, so I might just have to stop and take that tape off and tape it for an Achilles instead. I don't know. Anyways, KT tape is the best. The trail is super beautiful right now. The camera can't even really show it. It's kind of hazy because of the sun, but I'm honestly super enjoying hiking right now. One disadvantage to my master plan is they take very short breaks, and so I haven't taken any good long breaks at all yet, and I feel like I need to stay ahead of them, and that's not good for my Achilles. But I don't know, I don't want to take a long break and then they pass me, then I'm totally by myself. So must push on. It's just about maybe 2.5 more miles to the water source, where I think lots of people are going to be filtering water and taking a break there, and then some people might camp there, some people might hike 3 more miles. Personally, I want to hike 3 more miles, but we'll see what everyone else is doing. And I think that's where I can then ask someone like, hey, would you mind going a little slower and hiking with me in the dark? So yeah. This is so beautiful. All right, it's after 8 o'clock now. The sun has definitely set, but I'm just a mile away from the water source, so I'm hoping that I can not use my headlamp until the water source. I'm expecting to see other people at the water source, and then I'll ask them to hike with me. And yeah, so definitely don't want to do headlamping by myself. I'm working very hard. I would have definitely taken more breaks if this was during the day and I wasn't a little bit scared about mountain lions. If I was with my trail family, I could just hike with one of them a little bit more easily without feeling like I was, inconveniencing them. So I've been basically hiking 8 miles without a single break, but I'm also reaching the very peak, which means it's all downhill from here, which is also going to help my Achilles. Oh my gosh, this just keeps getting prettier and prettier. I love night hiking, especially since I almost never get to see a sunset, because I would definitely be sleeping by now. Oh crap. The couple decided to stop early before the water source, and we're at the back of the pack. So now I'm rushing to the water source, hoping that there's somebody still there and I can ask them to hike with me. In the meantime, I want to be singing I am a human, I am a human. Please don't eat me. I'm not prey. I'm a little scared. Not too scared, but a little.
Let's do this. So if you don't see me waking up, just wake me up.
Okay. Yeah. I was thinking of waking up at 4:30 and try to be hiking by 5:30. But that's why the farther we go today, the less hot miles we'll have tomorrow.
So then we can get to Casa Luna before noon.
Yeah, hopefully. Filtering water in the dark.
What is it? It's crazy. Somebody can tell us?
Yeah.
In the video. I mean, I have a epi, pero but
Yeah, I have that too. I'm allergic to bees.
oh,
To bees, yeah.
I don't